What is up, everybody? Thanks for coming back to the channel. I really hope, all of you are getting a chance to get out on the water. The spawn is in full spring in the area where I live, and the fishing is just like really good right now. Pre-spawn still going on. A lot of fish are spawning, and now we've even moved into the post-spawn. And more techniques and more baits will come into play when you got all three phases of this spawn going on at one time. The fish will be doing some of everything. Plus you got a shad spawn going on. That was even going on at Kerr this past Saturday. And that's what today's video is about, is my what, where, and why breakdown of the Kerr Lake tournament. Before I get started, I want to thank everyone that subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate it. It's a big deal to me. I didn't have any big expectations for this when I started it, but it's going well. And I just appreciate the fact you're showing up and watching and liking and commenting the videos on a pretty regular basis. I do want to say there's a large group of you. I can look at analytics that YouTube sends me. They send me a report once a week, and I can check them anytime I want, showing me my audience, who's watching, who's coming back. They break it down according to when the best watch times are, that kind of thing. There's a big percentage of you that show up every week and watch the videos when I release them, but you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. I would ask that you would please click that subscribe button. It only takes a second, and you're coming back watching every week anyway, for the most part, and it would really help the channel grow if you would subscribe to the channel, especially if you're coming back watching the videos anyway. If the content starts going in a direction you don't like, or you just decide, this isn't what I want to watch anymore when it comes to fishing, it's not informative enough, whatever it may be, all you gotta do is click again and unsubscribe. It's a big percentage of you that watch every week but haven't subscribed yet. So I'm just asking if you would take the time to subscribe to the channel. It would be a big favor to me, and I would really appreciate it. I appreciate all the comments and likes and the back and forth commentary over the course of when I started this. It's really cool, and I'm enjoying it, and I appreciate it. Today's what, where, and why. What I was throwing at Kerr. First, I'm gonna go over what I was using. Free rig, 3/8 ounce. They liked the 3/8 better than they did the 1/4 I had a rod rigged up with all three. Sometimes you don't always know why something works, but I could tell a difference in the number of bites. I went down Friday and I practiced. I didn't get there till noon, boats everywhere. There was like 5 or 6 tournaments going on this past Saturday. I wanted something compact because I felt like the pressure was going to be crazy. This time of year, there's so many tournaments going on. So I went with the free rig, which I use now more than the Texas rig, honestly. I like the long cylinder drop shop style weight with the, don't get the clip on, it's got to be the one with the swivel and the, so it can slide freely on the line, not the clip-on type. I like tungsten because it's smaller and you get a better feel for the bottom. I use a Wu tungsten bobber stock. That keeps the weight off the front of the bait and off the knots should the knot come through the front. This was the Strike King Scoon Bug. I was butchering the name in the video on the water. I said it wrong. It's the Scoon Bug. It's just a crawl imitator. Green pumpkin blue is what this was. 3/0 Gamakatsu EWG hook. And I was just flipping, pitching, and casting this around the bushes and the base of the hardwood trees. Okay, I'll get into the where and why here in just a second. First, the rest of the what. Strike King, Cast King, I'm sorry, not Strike King. Cast King Royal Legend GT, the reel I just did a video on last week. and a Falcon 6.5 foot medium heavy rod. Most of my bottom fishing I do with either 6.5, 6.9. I do have one 7-foot rod I use for flipping. The line on this reel, 15-pound P-line CXX. I love this stuff. Actually, this is, yep, 15 pound. Moss green is the color. I was coloring the pinchers on the bait, chartreuse on one side, and another part of what I was doing was I was using a lot of bait fuel. I'm still up in the air on this. You know, some days I feel like it's a big help, and other days, but that could just be fishing in general. I've been using it for about, I'd say 6 or 8 months, and I am getting to the point where I'm getting more confidence in it because I keep it on the front of the boat with me all the time, and you'll see me in my videos when I'm fishing, constantly applying it to my plastic and stuff. All right, that's the what. Let me give you another quick look at this bait. Here's the packaging. I don't know how familiar you guys are with Strike King Rage Tail stuff, but it comes in a clamshell. It's usually 6 or 8 of them in a package. It's a good little bait. You can see the blue a lot better in this one. What got me using this bait, since we're talking about what, is again the river around here. In the area I moved to, the rivers, the one closest to me, it's so much wood. And some of this wood has got barnacles on it. And that's what made me switch to this line, for one. The P line, because it's got a lot better abrasion resistance than the big game. I still use Berkley big game for all my moving baits and stuff. But what led me to this bait was the compact size of it. It is about 3 inches long, I think, maybe a little longer, but it's close to 3 inches. And you know the Rage Tail stuff, when you unhook these pinchers, these flappers, man, those things are awesome. I don't know if anyone else has the same kind of deal with the appendages and the way they move in the water than Strike King does. The Rage Crawl, the Space Monkey is another one I use, but I wanted something smaller because of the pressure. So that's the what. That's everything I used. The line, bait fuel, the bait, the setup, the where I was fishing. I camped at Rudd's Creek. Our tournament was launching out of Hibernia, but I always try to, I like to camp, so try to camp at opposite end of where the launch is so I can see how that end of the lake is fishing. I knew they were going to be spawning. I knew water was going up and down because that's what Kerr does. The Army Corps engineers, that water level is constantly changing. And I had an app on my phone, and I was looking and seeing that it was dropping inches a day. You can even see in my video from the tournament video, looking at the trees, you can see the pollen lines where they were bringing it down. When I started fishing, I could see males real shallow. And where I started really dedicating my time to was the bushes and the trees that had at least 3 or 4 foot of water in front of them. There was a definite difference in the bite when you were 3 or 4 foot of water compared to 1.5 to 2. And anytime I saw something a little deeper than 3.5, 4 foot, the water was stained, but it was starting to clear to the point where you could see the areas where they had made their beds. And I just started fishing the deeper bushes and trees. That was where I was fishing. Why I was doing that was simply because of what I just said. The better fish and the better bites were coming from the 3 to 4 and 5 foot range of where those deeper, the bedding fish were bedding deeper. I probably caught 20 fish. The crazy thing was I didn't catch any 12s. Everything I caught was between 14 and 18 inches. I just could not find a big one. I saw one big female that was trying to act like she was trying to get on a bed, but she was real squirmish and she would not sit where I could catch her. I usually don't like the bed fish. I've said that in several of my videos, but there are times in the spring when they're spawning, when there are so many fish spawning and on bed, you almost don't have a choice. Because Friday I was trying some of everything that I thought I should be able to catch some fish with, and I didn't get a bite. And that's what told me you're gonna have to rig up some stuff you like to drag around and some pitching baits, and that's what you're gonna have to go with. So that's what I did, and I ended up with 5 that weighed 12.2 on the 12.20 on the scales that we use. And I had 1 die on me, and I ended up with 11.79, which was good for fifth. That wasn't bad out of 36 boats. I just knew the whole day I was one. If I could have got 1 4-pound bite, I probably would have been right there with a chance to, maybe win or come in second. And the guy that won had 14.4. So, but it was a tough day because I was kind of surprised at the number of guys that left early. There was, I think 36 is what they told us that morning, and several had left early. So anyway, I hope this helps y'all go to Kerr and catch some fish. If you're getting ready to go fish Kerr, they're spawning. If you know areas where they spawn and you fished them over the years, I'm pretty safe to say you can go down there and you can catch them. Rig you up, if you like the Texas rig. Here's the thing about the free rig, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say about this. The thing I love about this rig is when you cast it out and that sinker goes to the bottom first and it slowly pulls this down. Now, as it gets closer, the sinker will slide, and then you move it along. But then when you hop it and that sinker moves along again, you got this kind of slowly falling behind it. And I think that's a big deal. I really do. I fish this 80% of the time now over a Texas rig, if not more. And I love this weight, that cylinder, drop shot weight, Wu Tungsten, Invisa shot they call it. I love that weight. I tried 1/4 ounce, 1/2 ounce, 3/8 was the weight they wanted. Schoonbug was the bait. Bait fuel, 15-pound P-line CXX, small screen, and the Cast King Royal Legend GT, Falcon 6.5-foot rod. If you like Falcon rods, this is part of the reason why I've always had a tough time finding rods. I really like. It's a good rod, but the reel seat has got a little issue. When you go to tighten it down, it doesn't always want to stay tight. And I like the rod, just don't like the reel seat. That's all I'm gonna say. But it's a good rod, and I love it for worm jig fishing. And I got a couple other rods I like to use, but that's it, guys. The what, where, and why of Kerr ABA this past Saturday. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Get out there and catch some fish. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching. And as I said earlier, please like and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Help the channel grow. And I got some ideas for some stuff and videos I got upcoming that I think you guys will like. And I'm going to keep trying to expand and go in different directions with the channel and try to just make it as good as I can and give you guys stuff that'll help you catch more fish. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.